Fun fact, I was actually watching Loki episode 4 while it was raining and thundering, and it really set the mood, especially since this episode was filled with revelations and just incredible stuff. Like, we really went hard in this episode. This episode was awesome. Hey guys, welcome back to News for Science, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. Here to talk to you guys about Loki episode 4. It was a great episode, and I think it's the best so far because we saw a lot, and they really are getting through to this series like quickly, because remember, Loki's only gonna have 6 episodes, so we're getting a lot of revelations, coming through. And let's go ahead and start with the episode review. So Loki episode 4 starts with both variants, Loki and Sylvie, in this planet, this moon that's about to be destroyed, and a Nexus event starts to get created. So at the last minute, like we all would have thought would have happened, 2 portals open where both Loki and Sylvie walk through, gets taken in from the TVA, gets apprehended, and basically Loki is thrown into like a loop room, and we get like this cameo appearance by Lady Sif. Now I forgot the name of the actress that plays Lady Sif, but it was so cool to see her again. We've been wondering where she's been, throughout this entire time. This is just a loop. This is something that probably happened in the past where Loki actually cut Lady Sif's hair. It was just a prank. And he basically keeps getting knocked down and punched and hit and kicked in the nads multiple times, kind of like to serve as punishment until he breaks. And then Loki gets taken out of that loop and starts to talk to Mobius. Loki reveals to Mobius that, hey, everybody's a variant. Now, in the last review that I did, I talked about how like everybody that works at the TVA is a variant. And yes, there are going to be spoilers in this review. So if you have not seen the episode, please click away. And everybody's basically a variant. They all had lives, and they were basically snatched, kidnapped and taken from them just to serve these beings known as the Timekeepers, these 3 individual space lizards, that's Loki like to call them. Basically, they get snatched from their lives. They had family, they had friends, they were happy. Mobius loved jet skis, and he loved them for a reason. I'm pretty sure he lived in a life where he had jet skis in his life. One of the other TVA agents, like the lady, I think her name is like B, she goes by B or something. I forgot. It was like numbers and letters. I forgot. She appeared to be happy. Now, we didn't get to see what kind of life she had, but Sylvie has the ability of retrieving memories, basically not creating them, because that's not her ability. She can actually find memories in people's minds, like just by showing it to them. And some of these agents are starting to rebel. Now they see the reality of things. They see that they were once happy individuals. Even if they were variants in the past, it doesn't matter. They had a life, they had friends, they had family. I'm pretty sure they had kids. I'm pretty sure they had loved ones, whatever, what have you. They were taken from their reality just to serve these beings who controlled time, supposedly. And speaking of which, this episode also revolves around trying to get to the Timekeepers. We actually get to see an appearance from the Timekeepers at least twice. So from the very beginning of the episode, we see like a brief appearance of the Timekeepers sitting on their thrones. And then we see them again once Loki and Sylvie are taken to see the Timekeepers. Now, Mobius, of course, finds out that all this is a farce. Mobius was a person. He had his suspicions. He was trying to deduce what was really going on. Like when he found out, that something was not right and that everybody was a variant, and he finally got to listen to Loki this time, because there was no tricks this time. This episode had no tricks whatsoever from either Lokis. Both Lokis were trying to get to the bottom of it. We also, explore the past of Sylvie, where she, she's a Loki, technically. She had a past. She had a life on Asgard. She was taken as a child by the TVA, and basically she escaped. And she's been basically evading the TVA ever since she was a child. She's been doing this for a long time. She's been evading the TVA by traversing through multiple apocalyptic events where they can't really find her easily. That's really what's been going on the entire time. We get to explore a little bit more about Sylvie. There might be some sort of romantic relationship developing going on between Loki and Sylvie, even though they're actually still like the same person. You can call it narcissist if you want, because if you really think about it, Loki is in love with himself. It's kind of funny to think if you really think about it. But we've never seen Loki have an actual love interest in the series. He's had love interests in the comics, so it's kind of cool to see that we're exploring that with this Loki from the MCU. And I know I'm kind of reviewing this from all over the place, but I'm just kind of pinpointing, and picking up some of the things that were really, that really stood out to me in this episode. So, I mean, just to like fast forward a little bit throughout the episode, we fast forward to the end where Loki and Sylvie meet up with the timekeepers. The TVA take them there to meet up with the timekeepers. They wanted to speak to them, and behold, they're real, sort of, if you get my drift. But yeah, they do exist as far as like, who they are. They do exist in the comics, and basically a fight ensues. Both Loki and Sylvie start to fight some of the TVA agents, including the judge who was there. And Sylvie basically takes like a sword, throws it at one of the timekeepers, and then its head comes off. Now, I say its head comes off because it's one of the big three: androids, aliens, and wizards. These timekeepers are androids. And my whole theory about this being like a whole Wizard of Oz kind of thing, where you find out that all of this was like a sham, it was kind of a fake. Well, I was sort of correct, because these timekeepers were androids. Somebody at large is at play. Somebody bigger is at play. Somebody with more power is at play. And that leads me to believe that this is Kang the Conqueror's doing. Because Kang the Conqueror is a genius. He's a descendant, basically, of Reed Richards. He's Nathaniel Richards, basically. And somebody who has, like, the tech know-how would probably know how to build these kind of androids and to fool people. Kang the Conqueror is a big time travel villain. He's been a villain to, like, across multiple comics, especially for the Fantastic Four, Thor, and some other various comic book characters. And I think Kang the Conqueror is behind all of this. There's some sort of connection, and I think this also ties into WandaVision. And if you really think about it, the issue that's really at hand here is that the lives were taken by a lot of people, innocent people. WandaVision, that was kind of like the theme. All these people's lives from like a small town, was taken from them by Wanda's grief, basically. So it's kind of similar to how Loki plays out, where the TVA, or I guess the timekeepers play a big role into taking the lives of these innocent variants, if you will, and then to force them to do their bidding, basically, and that's to protect the timeline. That was a cool revelation there. I thought this episode was fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to episode 5. And for the first time, this is the only Loki episode that has a mid-credit scenes. Loki gets pruned. Basically, these TVAs wield like these batons that basically disintegrate people. So Loki's one of them to unfortunately get pruned, and so did Mobius. But we know that they're not dead. At least we know for Loki, he's not dead. He didn't get disintegrated. He got pruned and got sent to like probably an apocalyptic alternative timeline or something. And we get a big reveal from like 3 actors, I guess 3 variant Lokis. One of them is played by Richard E. Grant, dressed in the classic comic book costume, which is really cool to see. So anyways, that's like, I thought this episode was really awesome. I think it was the best out of the 4 so far. I can't wait to episode 5. I'm really looking forward to it. That was my review of Loki, episode 4, the Nexus event, I think it was titled. What did you guys think of it? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Post your theories down below. I like to read them. And of course, join my Discord, by the way. The invitation link to that is down in the description box below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you don't miss anything. As always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.